Ms. Mshlangu, Dr. Nkati, Dr. Jaha, Professor Rensburg, and all the other very esteemed and distinguished guests. It is really an honor for me to be here today and to have such a fantastic audience and such esteemed colleagues here to promote a little bit and thank the NRF and the DST for their belief in, and trust in the research that we do in the Laser Research Center. I would like to say a sentence or two on what we do and how we came about as a research center. In around about 2003, Dr. Mjaha, who was then the director of the National Laser Center, supported us, and we established a very small research group in the Faculty of Health Sciences investigating the effects of low-intensity laser irradiation as applied in different diseases. Around 2007, the group had grown, and the university then acknowledged our research output and our efforts by establishing a research center. And this, to me, is now another milestone in the development of this research group, from where we started with myself and 2 doctorate students. We now have a staff contingent of 4 staff members and around about 16 postgraduate students and postdoctoral fellows. So it did take 14 years, but it's well worth it, I must say. I'd like to also just say, what is it that we do? It seems to be such a very wide field, laser applications in health. But the research that we conduct is really referred to as phototherapy, and that's really the application of low-intensity laser irradiation in biological tissue. And we look at the effects of laser irradiation and more recently also light-emitting diodes and what effect that has. I'm not going to do a half an hour talk, I promise. Okay? But it's now also termed photobiomodulation, and with the increase in non-communicable diseases internationally and in South Africa, we have 3 main areas that we focus on: diabetes and cancer, and specifically diabetic wound healing and photodynamic cancer therapy. And then, of course, with the emerging technology of stem cell therapy and the importance that it has in regenerative medicine and the contribution that that can make to different diseases, we also do stem cell therapy. And the most recent work that we do is we collaborate with clinical departments to apply and transfer the knowledge that we gain from doing basic biochemical, cellular, molecular mechanisms of biological tissue laser interaction. We now collaborate and we try and transfer that technology. So in a nutshell, that is the field, and I hope you excuse me that I did a slideshow, because I believe, like with students, if you see, you hear, and you listen, you will remember, okay? So I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the DST and the NRF, who is applying this fantastic initiative from the DST. And I would like you to know how much this initiative will help this research group to grow further, and I hope that, well, I know we won't disappoint. I definitely know that. I would also like to acknowledge through this 14 years that we've grown, it would really be negligent of me not to acknowledge all the different people that has contributed and supported us, not only financially, but also by coming to different conferences. Professor Rensburg, Professor Swart, Professor Marwala, Professor Habib, Mjaha, and Thomas of der Heide, who was there in 2003 and supported us. And also, I'm so scared I forget to mention important people, but Professor Swart, our Dean, has really supported our group and me significantly. And I would also like to acknowledge the research office, who is now headed by Shireen Mutala, but all the predecessors who has really helped me to grow the postgraduate contingent of this group. And then finally, I would like to acknowledge all the different funders. These are all the grants that we've obtained through the many years. I'd like to acknowledge them. The National Laser Centre has been an incredible supporter of our research, and also the African Laser Centre and the collaborations with the CSIR. And then, of course, finally, I would like to acknowledge Dr. Harold, Dr. Nicolette Harold, who I hope will be my successor, but has been my undergrad student, my postgrad student, and is now the co-leader of this group. And I would like to acknowledge her contribution as well in the growth of this group. And finally, there you have the current group. This is the current Laser Research Centre. And I can tell you, from the honours or BTEC level students to the postgrad students and the postdoctoral fellows, we would never be as successful as I believe we are. So I would like to thank all my students in their absence, and thank you very much.